the pole. The pride out of Travelers Rest, South Carolina is Mike Hughes on the Prodigy Cadet. And Mike Hughes looks like he's being told to go to the rear. And Mike Hughes, I guess that's because there's 2 cautions on him, will go to the rear. And he is actually going to pull off the speedway. Mike Hughes will not be trying to win this one from the rear, as that will now move Colby Watts up to the pole. Colby Watts will now take the spot up on the pole with Josh Johnson, Kelly Gullich, and Die Hamper off of 4. We're green. Down into turn number 1 they go. Can we all make it through? It looks like we will. 3 wide down the back straightaway. 3 abreast, better than the rest. It's going to be Colby Watts leading lap number 1. We got 1 around. That looks like the 18 cart of Tony Arnold near the back of the field. He's going to keep it between the navigational beacon as he'll continue. Josh Johnson trying to reel in the 28 of Colby Watts. Watts on the Phantom. Johnson on the Millennium chassis. I'm pretty sure this will be a 15-lap feature here for our amateur, as 3 laps has been concluded. Again, all races are 15-minute time limits except for the Rumble. That will be a 40-lap proclaimed feature, as Wesley will be back on the call for that one. Josh Johnson has reeled in Colby Watts. Colby Watts slides up the track. Josh Johnson is there. Johnson slides back in right behind him, not trying to make the move just yet. There he goes. Turn number 1 and 2, he will get under Colby Watts. And now it will be Josh Johnson, your current leader. Second, Colby Watt. Third now, Jeffrey Powell. And it looks like 4th will go to the 18 machine of Tony Arnold, Zane Butler. That must have been another 18 that spun early on in turn number 4, as Tony Arnold has now worked his way up to the 4th spot. Josh Johnson up front, the Millennium Factor. Can Josh Johnson hold on to it? Oh, looky here. Oh, Powell and Arnold. Powell and Arnold battling it out. Arnold now to the inside of Powell. And Powell will let Arnold go back to the 3rd spot. Right now, it is all Josh Johnson up front. Arnold now to the 2nd spot. He'll get by Colby Watts. Josh Johnson up front, really putting on a show as he is pulled away from Arnold. Now Watts has pressure from Powell and Zane Butler. Powell and Zane Butler is now on the back nerf bar of Watts. Watts gets loose. They jumble up. They'll keep it between the navigational beacon as they all stay in their respective 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. Here comes Powell to the inside. Powell will take the spot. Now here comes Butler to the inside of Watts again as they'll move to the 3rd and 4th spot on the inside. Watts gives them a bunt coming off of turn number 4. Watts will move back to the 4th spot, and he's going to take, looks like, Tony Bowling with him. Oh, Watts had problems. Watts fell back a good bit. And look up front. Tony Arnold is reeling in Josh Johnson. We got to spin. A lot of fiberglass. Something is wrong with that card. Cannot tell what number it is, but the yellow flag will come out. The caution is out. Looks like maybe Kaylee Richardson. Yes, it is Kaylee Richardson. And our card number 20 has stalled atop turn number 4. And the caution is out. So, Josh Johnson will have the lead, but the once lead he had has now been diminished due to the caution being brought out by Kaylee Richardson. Again, everyone, we are here at the Paradise Raceway here in Sellers, South Carolina for the New Year's race and the Rumble 3. So here's our rundown right now. Josh Johnson, Tony Arnold, Jeffrey Powell, Zane Butler, and Tony Bowling, your top 5. That is how they rack up as we speak. And maybe we'll be giving the one to go. As hopefully we'll get green off of 4. Again, every race has a 15-minute time limit except the Rumble race, the 40-lap Proclaim feature, which is $5,000 to win. There will be 20-minute time limit. Ken Austin Yarborough, he's already took home $3,000 in the Pro Flathead race. Can he bring home another 5 to make it $8,000 tonight as they go into tomorrow's race with a good bit of momentum if he can do that? Off of turn 4. Johnson brings him back to the green. Oh, look at here. Arnold looks under him, but Johnson comes down the block. Smart move by Johnson. He gets spin. Arnold spins Johnson in turn 1 and 2. And the caution is out. The top 2 drivers get into each other. And it looks like Johnson might not be too happy with that 18 machine. And it looks like the 33 of Johnson might get disqualified. Apparently doing stuff to an official, I heard. Maybe vulgar language. Maybe vulgar language back to an official once told to go. So Josh Johnson has been black flagged. As now that will move Tony Arnold back up to the front spot. Jeffrey Powell in second. Zane Butler, Tony Bowling, and Austin Jones fifth. Here we go. Off of turn number 4, Arnold. It's a 3-lap dance. Green flag in the air. Arnold goes low to block down the straightaway. That hurt Johnson as he tried to block, and Arnold gave him the boot. Like Powell gave him the boot. They bump, they rub. Second through fourth, that allows Powell to take the lead. And he was already 5 kart lengths ahead. 2 to go. 3 wide. 3 wide down the front stretch. Arnold stayed in second, though. He did not lose a lot. He just lost a good bit of ground to leader Jeffrey Powell. White flag for Jeffrey Powell. Can Powell hold on to it? We got one around his Watts. They'll keep it going. Down the back straightaway. Powell has turns 3 and 4. Only thing between him. Off of turn number 4. It goes to Jeffrey Powell on the Phantom Deuce. Jeffrey Powell is your winner. Tony Arnold second. Butler, Jones, and McGee rounds out your top 5. Great win by Jeffrey Powell and Camp on his Phantom Deuce. Great driving by Jeffrey Powell. Gave Arnold the bump and run down in turn number 1 and 2 a couple laps ago and was able to hold on to it. Next up, we'll have our team champ. And thank you everyone for listening. We'll have to go offline here and we'll start a new broadcast. So stay tuned. We will be right back. Thank you for everyone listening on the Community Radio Network.